NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Ladies and gentlemen. Good win. Good win by the Knicks. 118-116 over the Pistons. The Knicks take a 2-1 lead in this playoff series. Karl Anthony Towns stepped up. Captain Clutch. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the real Captain Clutch in the building. Not created by Knicks Fan TV, MSG, ESPN. Right here, NBK. You already know it. So get used to it. Anyway. Good win by the New York Knicks. Tough game. All of them are going to be tough. I don't even, I don't want to hear. All of them are going to be tough. Halftime, TNT, they said, Charles Barkley, it's going to be a blowout. I think all of these games are going to be tough. They're going to come down to the wire. The Pistons just don't stop coming. They play no matter what. They play aggressive. They play hard. They fight. They battle. And it's exactly what the Knicks need to prepare, to get better, to be a better team. But ladies and gentlemen, these guys are going to fight you no matter what. Every time the Knicks built a double-digit lead, the Pistons found a way to fight back. Every single time. They found a way to fight back. Continue to believe that's going to happen because it's going to. But a lot of good things for the Knicks tonight, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of good things. They still didn't win the rebounding battle. I still believe we got to figure that out. I don't know if we can. These guys hit the glass. But we win the turnover battle. We got to win the turnover battle every night. We've got to. This team will turn the ball over. The Knicks need to be low turnover. That's one way we can offset the rebounding edge that they have. That's one way we can offset it. The Knicks got to shoot the ball well. They're a good rebounding team. We don't want to give them the chance to grab defensive rebounds. But, I mean, it's just a great win. You know what I mean? You go into Detroit, needed to win Game 3, and they did so. And there's heroes abound throughout the game. Heroes abound throughout the game, ladies and gentlemen. You know, let's talk about that clock malfunction scenario. You know, I right from the beginning, I felt like that could have been a setup. I don't care. You know, they're talking about, you know what I mean? You got they're neutral clock workers, whatever. Man, I feel like they knew what they was doing on that one. You give the Pistons a chance to take the ball out of bounds. Where if they would have caught the ball, the time they would have just had to heave it up. You give them a chance to take the ball out of bounds? That's terrible. That's just terrible. How do you do that? Okay, they would have got the rebound. I mean, you have them shoot the ball again, whatever. But you can't have them take the ball out of bounds. I mean, they literally had a timeout, right? Had a timeout and got a chance to take the ball out of bounds. And if they would have scored, if they would have hit a three, a lucky three, the Knicks would have lost. I'm pretty sure the Knicks regime would have contested it, but I doubt they would have overturned it. That's crazy. Kevin, I agree with you as well. A jump ball. Why not a jump ball? Why not a jump ball? You know what I mean? How do you, I mean, I understand, yes, they would have gotten possession of the basketball. I get that. But you don't give them a chance to take the ball out of bounds. That just does not make sense. You literally gave them a timeout to draw up a play and then take the ball out of bounds with 0.5 seconds left. That's crazy. That's crazy. That doesn't make sense at all. And that's got to be something that's looked at. It's got to be. You know what I mean? Let me get my man Tony Crowe in the building. You know, that's crazy, man. I don't know. While I'm getting my man Tony in the building, check out the app, NBKFam.app. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. Tony, what's poppin' with you, brother? How you feeling? How did you feel about that last scenario right there? I mean, that's wild business.
Well, first off, shout out to the chat. Yo, Black is time. What's good, son? Let's start with the free throw because I was like, don't miss it. I know the logical thing was miss on purpose because it's 0.5. You know what I mean? But I was saying don't miss it. Make the free throw because I was like, I would love something crazy will happen. 0.5 off the like if he made the free throw, they would have been in the same situation, but they would have had to have a three. To tie
right. The Knicks would have been up.
You know what I mean? But they would have had the inbound. They would have had the 0.5. You know, so I get the logic of if they touch the ball, you know what I mean?
Yo, the clock goes.
Yeah, the clock moves. Even if and they didn't have a timeout, so I get that point. But what if it was a violation? You know what I mean? What if you didn't hit the rim? What or you know what I mean? So, something of that nature. Then. You know, they still would have had that same scenario with 2 seconds left. So I was like, yo, just make the free throw. Take your chances on a full court heave. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's for 3.
Yeah. I mean, in my mind, I wasn't sure which one I would do.
It was
in my
tough.
mind, I wasn't sure. You know, to me, neither one would have been a bad decision.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know, you miss it, they get the rebound, the clock is out. Or if you make it, they got to make a heave in order to tie the game.
But down to the actual situation, if the ball was imminent, they said it was their possession. The ball touches your body, that counts as touching, right?
Yeah.
Or you have to touch it with your hand.
If it touches your body, the clock starts.
So they should have at least took a 1/10 of a second off.
Well,
at the very least.
Yeah, but the buzzer went off. The backboard turned red before anybody even touched it. Before the ball touched anybody.
That's true.
You know,
but I mean, had it went down the correct way, you know what I mean. As soon as it touched somebody, that's a 1/10 of a second. My point is that 1/10 of a second is a difference maker because 0.5 you can catch and shoot. 0.4 you can't.
Yeah.
0.4 you got to tap it.
Yeah. But I think they didn't take no time off because it went red.
But that's what I'm saying. The
red.
0.5 you could actually catch and shoot in 0.5.
Right. But because
as opposed to
because the clock went off before the ball touched anybody, the time doesn't move.
Okay, then it should have been a jump ball.
Yeah, it should have been a jump ball. I mean, I know they're saying, well, you know, all Pistons were around it, but they gave them an advantage. They gave them
because logically, Brunson would have not missed on purpose, if you know what I mean. If that was the case,
right? You know
it negated his strategic move.
They definitely gave him an advantage on that. It's crazy. Now they might have gave Brunson some grace. on, that inbounds, that could have been a backcourt.
He wasn't established on the Knicks side.
Yeah, it was really close. It was very
him.
close.
It touched him.
Yeah,
or he touched it, but it wasn't like established possession.
Yeah, it was very close. They said that they allowed his momentum to take him over.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That was, and OG was wide open under the basket. I understand Bridges.
Yes. Yep.
I understand his thinking. Let's get it back here, but you're throwing it towards the Pistons basket, right? OG was open, and I think Brunson told him.
Wide open.
And I think Brunson told him afterwards, but he was wide open under the basket. Why do you not throw it there? Even if they get a steal, even if they tip the ball, the game is over.
Yep.
Instead, he threw it back towards their basket to Brunson.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wide open under the basket.
Basketball IQ, man.
Wide open under the basket. I mean, he came free. I was like, oh, there he goes.
Yep. And it was like a slight second where, you know what I mean, it would have been risky, like you said, even if they touched it. But after that, they just left him open. I'm like, that.
Yeah, and that was earlier. That was earlier in the game, before the whole foul shot fiasco. I believe that was earlier, right?
It was right before.
Was it?
I think it was right before.
Because the Knicks were up 3. Because I was thinking in my head.
You're right. You're right.
The Knicks were up 3, and I was thinking in my head.
The Pistons had another possession.
Yeah, I was thinking in my head, if he caught it, he could have dunked it. Easy layup. They would have been up 5.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Decisions, man. Decisions.
A little shaky down the stretch.
Yeah, definitely a little shaky down the stretch. Let me get to a phone call. We got Corey from Rochester online. Corey, what's popping, bro? How you feeling?
To be honest with you, Sim, what up, Tony? How you feeling too, bro?
Peace, family.
All right. To be honest with you, Sim, man, I wasn't all that impressed about this game tonight, and I'm going to just keep it 100%. I was not all that impressed.
Why not?
And the reason why I wasn't all that impressed because I understand Detroit wants to play so physical with these players, and then, the Knicks trying to, be physical with them too, but the Knicks ain't the type of team that plays dirty ball. Detroit out there feel like they want to play some dirty ball, act like they want to try to injure our players. And I'm like, what's up with that? And, it really had me a little riled up. And to me, that fouling they be doing sometimes don't make no sense. I understand they play defense, and I'm not taking that away from them. But if they want to keep that up, man, I believe that's going to get the Knicks more advantage they need. And that's going to really put the Pistons in trouble. Like, do Detroit really want to go there? You feel me? Do they really want to go there?
Honestly, I think they do.
Unleash PJ Tucker.
I think they do want to go there because, and I was thinking about this early in the game when Karl Anthony Towns fouled dude, right? And he got well, I don't think they called a flagrant on it, but
no.
But I was thinking to myself, if we're gonna, we can't. It's hard to fake being tough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard to fake it. You know what I mean? And if you're being tough intentionally, to me, the Pistons, I don't know if they're tough intentionally. You understand what I'm saying? I think they're tough because they're just a tough basketball. They're just tough basketball players. Like, this is how they play ball. This is what they do. If you're trying to fake it, it's going to be, you're going to do stuff like push with your arms extended. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're going to do things like that where, they just do, when they do things they do things naturally. They're naturally tough and physical.
I think it's a fight that they have in them that they had in them last year as well. Remember when they was losing all those games, they had like a 5-point or less margin of victory in most of those losses, even though it was a historical losing season.
Yeah.
But that just showed that they was fighting then. You know what I mean? Like they just didn't know how to finish it off, how to close it out.
Yeah. Right.
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 But do I give the Knicks credit for winning this pivotal game? Oh, definitely, because this was the pivotal game of the season
Very
of the
pivotal.
playoffs. They say usually the team that wins game 3 usually go on to win the series like 74% of the time, which does happen rarely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a pivotal win, very pivotal win for the Knicks. They take home court advantage back. Now they got a chance to win game 3 and go up big.
You mean game 4?
Game 4. Yeah, I'm sorry. And take a 3-1 lead. That's what I meant. They got a chance to win game 4, take a 3-1 lead, and go up big in the series and come home with a chance to eliminate.
To close it out.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And
they were in that position. Yep, they were in that same position last year when they played the Sixers.
Yeah, the Knicks, the Knicks got to take care of business. Don't play with this team, man. They're tough.
No, I don't. Now you got to come to game 4 to act like y'all still desperate.
Yeah.
Act like y'all still the desperate team, and then, make them look kind of foolish, like, oh, what happened? Did we just lose 2 home courts back-to-back for the Knicks? And now they just took our home court away? We got to make them feel kind of, stupid.
Yeah. Nah, for real. That's what we got to take care of business. You know what I'm saying? Don't leave. Obviously we can't leave anything in the refs' hands.
Oh no.
You know what I mean? We got to take care of business. The Knicks had a 14-point lead in this game. They had double-digit leads several times in this game, and the Pistons continued to come back, continued to battle back, continued to fight back. And I expect them to do that now. You know what I'm saying? They're that good of a team. I expect them to battle back. I can't even get mad that the Knicks had this lead because the Pistons are good. And I think the Knicks right now respect that. I think they understand it and they respect it, that they are a good basketball team.
Oh, yeah. And I don't take that away. Detroit came a long way. They came a long way. And I really tip my hat off to a team like that. And I respect Detroit. I don't have no hate on Detroit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, but what you think about how they're doing Beasley? Because that was one player I was worrying about in the series was Beasley, because Beasley is a heartbreaking 3-point shooter, man.
I mean,
but with him struggling, it's really working good in the Knicks' favor because he was 2 for 10.
Yeah.
Down the stretch.
And say that again, Tony?
Yep.
He hit a big one down the stretch.
But it didn't help.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
because 3-point shooting is his game. I mean, he'll probably go to the hole sometime, but he's not really a penetrator. He's just more of a standstill 3-point shooter.
I feel you.
Just like Tim Hardaway is.
Yeah.
But I bet you next game, Tim Hardaway would not be on fire hitting them threes like he did in game 4. Because now the Knicks know what he's going to do. Because there's going to be more adjustments coming in game 4.
Yeah.
But I don't want to, get too far ahead of it yet. But I know we want to still talk about this game 3 victory, about what needs to be improved and what changes still need to be made to make this game better officiated.
I mean, I think the Knicks, I think they did a good job tonight. They played from ahead. They let the Pistons came back and took a lead. There's 2 lead changes in this game, but the Knicks played from ahead for the most part. You know what I mean? And they never really let the Pistons get over the hump. And this is what the Knicks have got to do. They can't let their guard down with this basketball team. You just can't.
No.
And this is the first time they wasn't playing from behind, the Knicks.
Yeah.
Nope.
Right.
No, the series they wasn't. This time they had the lead with the momentum going into the game. But you know what was key? They led through each quarter on the road. Led by 6, then they led by 13, and then they go up by a big 9 thanks to Deuce McBride, and this time they were lucky to held on to win by 2 points.
Yeah. Listen, I'm taking the wins. It's the playoffs. I'm taking them. There's no more. I'm taking the wins. However we
However
get them,
they
I'm
come.
taking them. I don't care.
However it comes
However
along.
they come, I'm taking the wins.
Like we're going to say, a win is a win.
A win is a win. You know what I'm saying? That's it. A win is a win. I'm taking every win that we can get.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So, Corey,
And
I
I'm with
appreciate
you
it,
on
man.
that.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, Corey.
Oh, you know I got you, bruh.
No doubt. Be peaceful,
Tone?
man. Be peaceful.
Always love. Peace and love.
Peace. Yeah, the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen, get a good win. It's not perfect win, but a good win over the Pistons tonight. You know what I'm saying? They were led in scoring by Karl Anthony Towns, 31 points for Cat, 8 rebounds. Jalen Brunson, 30 points, 9 assists. Obviously, Jalen Brunson came up big in the fourth. You know what I'm saying? As we expect him to do. 22 points from OG Anunoby, 20 points from Mikal Bridges, right? Those 4 players showed up. You know what I'm saying? They showed up and they did the things that they were supposed to do. Josh Hart showed up, 6 points, 9 assists, 11 rebounds tonight for Josh Hart. I mean, this is the type of win that the Knicks needed. They needed this type of win. We've seen the double big lineup, a few times throughout the night. Sometimes it was clunky, sometimes it worked. You know what I mean? But we got a chance to the Knicks did well. And they had some tough coaching decisions to make. And I think they made whatever decisions they were gonna make. The players executed. Mistakes still made, you know what I'm saying? But I think when you're playing this Pistons team, there's gonna be mistakes made. You know what I mean? I got my man Nick from Jersey on the line. Nick, what's popping with you, brother? How you feeling?
What's going on, Sam? What's going on, Tony? How you doing?
I'm
Peace,
good,
peace.
man. I'm good.
Can you guys hear me well?
Yes, sir.
I thought I'll be quick tonight. I just wanted to say I thought Brunson. It was 104-101. The Pistons had they were on I think a 9-0 run, and Brunson got a bucket, and then the Pistons got him on a mismatch, and he was guarding Cade, and Brunson played great defense and got the stop on Cade. I thought that was huge. And then the very next play, Brunson draws the jump ball with Duran, and wins the. I mean, he didn't win the jump ball, but the Knicks won the jump ball on that play. I thought those 2 plays right there by Brunson, that defensive play on Cade, and the hustle play to get the jump ball and to win the jump ball somehow on Duran was awesome. That was huge.
Yeah, no doubt about that. The shot distribution was much better tonight, right? Brunson 20
Absolutely.
shots, Karl Anthony Towns 18, OG Anunoby 17, 13 from Mikal Bridges. Much better shot distribution tonight.
15
and how many did
assists
Brunson
in the
have?
first half?
15 assists in the first half. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And how many shots did Brunson have?
Brunson had 20 tonight.
All right, that's perfect. 20, 18, 17, perfect.
Yeah, that's very good shot distribution tonight. And then Brunson had 9 assists. So he was still, part of scoring. I mean, you look at 30 points, 19 assists. I don't know how many were to threes, but let's just count them as twos. That's, he scored or assisted on 48 points, at least.
That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, and even in game 2, he had the assist to Hart to tie the game up, and then he had the would-be assist to Bridges. Bridges just missed the 3. So, I think a lot was made. It wasn't so much that Brunson was ball hogging it. He kind of was. It was just they had him off ball today, which was great. They got the ball in Hart and Bridges' hands, and then they were hitting. They got Towns working early, and that changed the whole momentum of the game. This Knicks team plays very good when they play with a lead.
Yeah.
I think they didn't get a 15-point lead tonight, but I think they're like 70-2 when they get a 15-point lead or something like that in the last 72 games.
Right.
So they're very good when they get a 10, 15-point lead. Even if they blow the lead, they're going to maintain, momentum in the game. I thought it was a very better game today. Absolutely. And the rebounding was good. I'm not sure what the numbers were. It just felt like they were crashing the boards. Towns, Hart.
Yeah. I mean, the Knicks had a 14-point lead, so might as well be 15.
Yeah, might as well. So, it was on to game 4. Now I don't want to say it's house money because you want to kind of put the knife in their heart here, but it definitely takes the pressure off game 4.
Yeah. It takes some pressure off and gives us a chance to go up 3-1, and come home with a chance to close it out.
Absolutely. All right, go Knicks, guys. Take care.
This was the win, definitely the win that we needed, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely the win that we needed. My man, still Knicks fans, Ron in the building. Big shout out to you. Always good to see you, my guy. He said, "What's good, Knicks family? Salute to the chat. Salute to Tony and Sim." Now, game 4 becomes the biggest game of this series for the Knicks, without a doubt, easily. Now, I mean, every time we go on to the next game, it's the biggest game of the series. You know what I'm saying? Tony, I've always, since the beginning of this series, I felt like it was going to be tight, and then the Knicks would run away at the end, run away with the last 2 games. Can the Knicks run away with it now in game 4? I mean, the Pistons are going to come out like they're going to come out crazy, but can the Knicks kind of, not close the series up, but almost close the series up by taking game 4? How do you feel about game 4? You're muted.
I think if we take game 4, then I think your scenario will be correct. Just a game off. You know what I mean? I think you know what I mean, and especially if it's a tough one. You know what I mean? A tough one, and we get it. I think we really put them away in the Garden. Obviously, we don't want to think too far ahead, but I think that could be the blowout one. You know what I mean?
Okay. I think we can, but it's not going to be easy. The Pistons are coming to they're coming to battle 100%. It's going to be a dog fight. You know what I'm saying? And you can only imagine when we do have a closeout game against them, it's going to be a dog fight. I just want the Knicks, especially Cat, to be careful, not to try to be tough, just play physical. You know what I'm saying? I like it, I guess. I seen Cat stand up, in defense of Mitch. You know what I mean?
He got the tech, but
yeah. I mean, but but sometimes, you need that. You know what I'm saying? You need the tech to get the spirit going or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't want to. I don't want it to go overboard to the point where he's fouling and he's getting he got a tech, being close to the point to where he's gonna get thrown out the game because you got double techs or you can't fake it. You know what I mean? That's my thing. You really can't fake it. A feral named Legion, thank you for the super chat. He said Jalen Duren, Pete's Cobbler Stern, no layups occurring. Knicks in 5. Okay. Okay, Clyde Jr. in the building. Greg said, I hope you're not trying to say he shouldn't have stood up with his teammate because that will be wrong. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that at all. I like the fact that he stood up for his teammates. I don't like the fact that I think it was Paul Reed earlier in the game, you know what I'm saying? The way that he pushed, hands extended, push, like that's not what it is. That's not what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, when the Pistons play physical, it's natural for them. So they just use their body. They bump you, they bang you, they lower their shoulder a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And it's not as obvious to the referees. So, he just, you just got to be careful with the way that you're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? And if anyone's, Cat, stand up, get in the middle, use your language, talk, yell, you know what I'm saying? don't put your hands on anyone unless you really have to defend yourself or your teammate, because the Knicks need Karl Anthony Towns on the floor. You understand what I'm saying?
And I'm sure because I saw most of the second half, and I saw that second altercation. I didn't see the first one. I heard them saying there were 2 altercations tonight, but yeah, I'm sure they want Karl Anthony to crash out. You know what I mean? They want him to get a flagrant or get a 2 techs and miss time, get a suspension, anything of that nature. Especially if it's for Paul Reed. You know what I mean? Like, they'll take that all day.
Yeah. Exactly. That's all day. They'll take that all day. New York Bro 99 said, but if he doesn't, y'all will call him soft. Come on, make up your mind. I'm not saying, by all means, stand up for your teammates. Right? Say what you got to say. Step in between. But you also got to remember that you're one of the leading scorers on his team, so you can't get texts and have a chance to get kicked out the game, because the Knicks need you in the game. You know what I'm saying? So you have to do it in another way. That's all I'm saying. Just that. I got on the line. We got Trey, my man Trey. What's poppin' with you, Trey? How you feeling?
Hey, fellas, what's going on, man? Sim,
Good.
Tony, salute
Good.
to the
Good.
chat. What's going on, folks?
What's good with you, man? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling great, man, after a great Knick win, man. Hey, I'm trying to remember, when was the last time we had one of our players getting serenaded by the crowd like that? The way the Detroit crowd was booing Brunson every time he got the ball.
They was doing more.
That actually felt really
booing.
good to know that we got a dude that, you know, the opposing team's fan base, you know, hates or, you know, boos like that.
Yeah.
We've kind of been the butt of that for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And, you know, to kind of see that translate in Detroit, that felt really good, man. It was a great win for the team. I like how OG got involved tonight. That's you know, kind of what we need. We need ball movement. We need all those other guys other than Cat and Brunson getting involved. The bench still has to step up. Deuce still needs to find a way to kind of assert himself. I think the thing with him is that I've noticed all his jump shots and his 3-point shots are being rushed, and he's being covered so quickly. I think if they could just run maybe a couple, like, you know, off screens for him to try to get him free and get him some better looking shots, I think he'll find his groove. But other than what I saw, man, it was a great win. They started off real fast in this one. They gave up the lead, I think, only once in that second quarter when Detroit was on that run. And, you know, gutsy, again, a gutsy Game 3 win. I'm still sticking with my Knicks in 5. I know, you know, other people or the majority of the fan base is Knicks in 6. It's going to be a 7-game series, but I think we win the next 2 games. How y'all feeling?
Okay. You know, I would love for the Knicks to win the next 2 games. Obviously, but you know, this Detroit team is tough. They're tough. They're a handful to deal with. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a dogfight for the Knicks to win this next game. Like, the Knicks are going to have to dig down deep and dirty to win it, I think.
Yeah. They got to find an answer for Dennis Schroeder. And that sounds crazy saying that, but he's kind of been money for them every game in the series, coming off the bench for them.
Yeah, Schroeder, 18 points tonight. 18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, played 29 minutes. You know, yeah, he's been tough, and he plays decent defense on Brunson as well. You know what I mean?
Picked his pocket earlier in the game.
Yeah.
We got to find an answer for that guy.
Yeah.
And didn't really get, you know, Cade to go off like he did in Game 2. So I thought that was kind of important. But then Hardaway Jr., you know, had one of his best games. I don't see that happening in back-to-back games. I think he just had a hot night, 6 for 6, his first 3-point shots, and then just kind of went a little cold after that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's the thing with this team. They have players. I mean, they obviously picked up the right vets, but they picked up vets that's off and on, right? Tobias Harris, Tim Hardaway Jr. Those guys are off and on. But they obviously picked up the right vets for this team. I mean, they won 44 games. They're battling us in the playoffs. I really hope we can get it done, and if we get it done in Game 4. You know what I mean? If we get it done in Game 4, I think there's a good chance we close them out at home. We get it done in Game 4, we probably close them out at home.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think we can get this next one, man.
You know what I mean?
And it's going to even be louder. I think it's, and the series is getting chippy too. A lot of folks wanting to fight out there. I think something's going to break out.
Yeah, I think something might break out too. There's no doubt about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
At some point, something will break out. It's gonna be a battle. I think Greg just said the same thing in the chat. Said he could see a fight breaking out in the next game. Yeah.
Malice in the Palace Part 2.
You know what I mean? Because this might be a new rivalry that's growing. You know what I'm saying? Because the Knicks should continue to excel.
Yep.
Continue their trajectory upward, and Detroit's going to continue their trajectory upward. You know what I mean? And the way this series is going, you know what I mean? I mean, they start fighting early. They start arguing, battling early in the game. You know what I'm saying? They're going at it early. It's going to get more and more. And the closer we get to a closeout game, oh man,
the only disadvantage is that TV folks would love for this series to go to distance.
Oh yeah,
which is what I hate. But it's good, and it's good television. Like, this series is great for the playoffs, but I just want this thing to end quick.
Nah, I feel you. I want it to end quick too, man. You know what I mean? I don't want to, because the longer we play against this team, the more we're gonna get banged up. And Boston, they're already up 2-0 against Orlando. They're gonna close the series out early. They're gonna be resting.
Yeah. Although I think the Magic gonna get one off of them.
They might get one.
They've been playing the Celtics really tough. Their problem is they don't got a point guard.
Right.
That's their issue. And for as much as people get on J.B. Bickerstaff, I think he's a good coach. Like, you talked about Detroit's kind of rising earlier. I mean, J.B. had a lot to do with that also. We did that with Cleveland, and now he's doing this with the Pistons. So, like you said, this could be a rivalry that, starts to brew, in the years to come.
Yeah. I think it could be. You know what I mean? And there's connections between the team. Jalen Dern is there because of the Knicks. Obviously, Tim Hardaway Jr. used to play for the Knicks. It's fun to watch. Definitely fun to watch.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, your thoughts on Deuce? And what I said earlier about him, happening to rush his shots and stuff. What's your thoughts on his play so far in the postseason?
I don't think he's played well so far in the postseason. The Pistons are a very good closing out team. They close out very well to the 3-point line. They double and they get back to the line. You know what I mean? They scramble on the defensive side. You know what I mean? And when you look at Deuce and the way that he shoots, there's a little, I don't know if you want to call it a hitch, but a little hitch up top maybe. You know what I'm saying? So when you got someone closing out, now he's trying to push it over top of their hand, and he already has just a little bit of a hitch on that shot. So when people are closing out to him, it's a little bit, it could be, maybe it's a little bit tougher for him, to get the accuracy on the shot. You know what I mean? Against a team that doesn't close out like the Pistons do, he might shoot better. You know what I mean? But, just watch a shot. Just pay attention to a shot. You see just a little bit it hangs, it hangs up there. Maybe he brings it behind his head, maybe a little bit farther or whatever. But it's not just like a quick, tight boom. There's a little bit of a hitch in it up top. And I think that could be the cause of, with the way the Pistons close out to those 3-point lines. He has that little bit of a hitch, and it makes him rush it to get it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This might not be a series for him.
No, but Deuce will, but he'll show up in these playoffs. I think so.
Yeah.
He'll show up. You know what I mean? At one time or another, he's going to show up. He'll have his turn.
I hope so.
I believe that.
We need some more production off the bench.
Yeah.
Cam, he played a little better tonight than in game 2, but I still feel shaky about him when he comes off the bench.
Yeah.
And Shaman hasn't really done much throughout this series also.
Right.
So we need one of those, like Tim Hardaway Jr. just, broke out with the 24 points. We need something like that from Deuce or Cam.
Yeah.
We need something like that in one of these games coming up.
Yeah. And if we get something like that, the way Cam sparked that 21-0 run, right? We get something like that off the bench with one of these guys, then maybe we see a double-digit win, as long as the Knicks aren't down when it happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see, man.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. But I mean, I'm enjoying the series. I really am enjoying the series. It's stressful as hell, but I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll see Sunday 1:00, man.
Sunday 1:00, early game.
Yes, sir.
Early game. All right, Trey. Appreciate you, bro.
Yep, no doubt, y'all. Salute to you, Sim. Salute to you, Tony, in the chat. I'll holler at y'all.
Peace.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, the Pistons, again, I mean, they got heroes abound too. 24 points from Cade Cunningham, 24 points and 11 assists, 7 rebounds for Cade. Tim Hardaway Jr., 24 points. Jalen Duren, 16 points, 8 rebounds. That guy is a beast, man. He's a beast of a player. He's tough. It's real tough. 12 points for Malik Beasley, 18 points for Dennis Schroeder. You know what I mean? Heck of a series so far. Silk Sutton, what's popping with you, brother? How you feeling?
What up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Good. Chilling, man. Chilling.
Good tonight.
I'm glad the real cat showed up tonight. That 10.6 rebound cat, I wasn't feeling that cat. I'm glad the real cat
that
caught
cat
an attitude and showed up tonight.
Yeah, he needs.
So my people like Tibbs this, Tibbs that. Like, come on, man. Tibbs can't shoot. Tibbs can't rebound.
Right.
We gotta get Cat involved. Brunson can't take it personal. This guy kind of bumping because I don't think he likes Schroeder. Personally, since the Olympics, I don't think Brunson really likes Schroeder much. So he sees Schroeder, he want to take it to Schroeder, but he can't let them get in his head because Schroeder does play Brunson well.
Yeah.
Osman and all them, they don't play him as well as Schroeder does.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got don't take it personal. So they're gonna bump you, grab you, hold you, and they doing that little cheat hip check, and they got their hands up, but they bumping you like it's a bumping grind over here. What are we doing? Refs got to see that and start calling it.
But see, that's what I'm saying about how, like, when they play physical, they play with their body. They use their hips, they use their shoulders, they use their knees, right, to bump you and all of that. Cat, kind of uses his hands to play physical. You know what I mean? He's got to learn how to use his body more, and not be so obvious with the physicality, because we need him in the basketball game. But that's what the Pistons do. That's how they play.
Yeah, because I was nervous that first pick where what's her name got a bloody nose, and you saw Cat's hand come out like, Cat, keep them arms in, son. Stop extending those arms. He's lucky he didn't get a foul on that one.
Yeah, very lucky. Very lucky he didn't get a foul on that one.
But like I said, I see that this series is Cat series. This series is not Brunson series. Brunson series is in the fourth quarter. Like I was telling my boy, he called me up in the second quarter because they made that run. He's like, it's over. Like, what you talking about? It's over. They're going to make that run. They're at home. The third game of the series. They're going to make that run. We only down by 4. What do you mean it's over?
Yeah.
Have Cat do the beginning. and fourth quarter, it's Brunson time. That's when we were rolling in the beginning of the season. That's what it was. Cat was coming off early, and then Brunson was closing. But now, lately, we've been Brunson is coming off early, Cat sitting around, and Cat ain't in the rhythm.
Yeah.
And then it takes a minute.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Early in the game, when they took a 4-point lead, I was like, oh, damn, here we go. What we doing?
That's only four. I like talk to me when it gets to 15. When it gets to 15, it's hard for us to come back on this team.
Yeah.
4 point, 5 point, 6 point. That's how to flow the game going. Because they're not lighting us up from the outside shooting. They get hot and then they get cold.
I don't know,
That's who they
man.
are.
I don't know, man. They shot 43% from the 3-point line tonight.
They get hot. Those are stretches, Sim. The other time we were shutting down, they couldn't get a shot off.
Yeah.
As long as Cade ain't killing us crazy,
the
other guys are hot and cold.
They shot 37 threes tonight. There was 16 for
I know
37.
Shorter acting like he was Curry tonight, but you know how that is. Home team, first game comes on the third game, home team gets hot on that third game. You got to hold their runs.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what it was. This is a game where we got to match their runs. If we match their runs, sooner or later they're going to start getting nervous. Because right now they nervous.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to lose game 4 and going back to the Garden at the done game. They wanted this game.
Yeah. And that's why game 4, they're coming out with baseball bats.
But they're going to come out tight. If that game is close by the third or fourth quarter, they're going to come out tight because they're going to be thinking about elimination at the Garden on the 5th game.
Yeah, I mean, if they're now, see, here's the one thing I'll say about this team. Because of Cade, I did think at the beginning of this series, I thought that this team, would wilt down the stretch. After the first game, I was like, oh yeah, they're young, they're gonna milk, they'll wilt, they're gonna fold down the stretch. But Cade is so calm, so cool, so collected. And a lot of times he sets the tone down the stretch that allows them not to wilt, not to fold. You know what I'm saying? And not to crash out because he's always calm and always cool. And he can almost score at will. In a couple of years, he's going to be unstoppable in this league. I don't care what nobody says. He's going to be unstoppable.
We got to talk to Carmelo. Carmelo Anthony is talking about teaching Cade the post moves. Nah, man, you're a Knicks player, man. Hall of Famer. Don't be trying to teach Cade post moves. He's doing that against us.
Cade is going to have it like an all-around basketball game. He already has an all-around basketball game, and it's just going to get better. You know what I mean? But I think he really keeps them really cool down the stretch.
Yeah, I don't want him learning mellow moves, man. That dude learned mellow moves in the post. Nah, man. We ain't winning. If Cade start learning mellow moves in the post, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
So we got to talk to Melo. We got to send him a memo. As a Knicks fan, we got to send him a memo. Don't do that, homie.
Yeah.
Teach OG them post moves. Don't teach Cade on post.
Yeah. Sean said, why do I keep saying the Pistons are young? I keep saying they're young because their core, Cade Cunningham, Ivy's not even playing, Jalen Duren, Thompson, these guys are young. These guys, that's their core. That's what I'm talking about. Their core. They have a core group of players that's very young that they're growing with. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Cade Cunningham, young. Jalen Duren, young. Thompson, young. Jaden Ivey, young.
And you notice, Sims, in these games, even though we should have been down 0-2 and winning 1-2, every game, either they beat us up early or it's kind of hanging close. But the fourth quarter, we know what plays to make at the end of the fourth quarter while they're not there quite yet.
Yeah.
It's the fourth quarter. We basically been holding our own or taking over in the fourth quarter to either make these games close or we sneak out and win here or there. It's the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
They're young. They don't know every play to do in the fourth quarter. Like that thing with I forgot who it was. I think it was either Duren or one of the other, or Reed out there dribbling, not getting to none of the guards. And then Schroeder was yelling at him. I said, yo, give us the ball. because he got stuck trying to do a one-on-one play. I think it was Reed. He got stuck doing a one-on-one play, and he ran out the clock.
Right.
That's young player stuff.
Right.
So,
and Ronald Holland. Yeah. I mean, they picked up some vets, but the core of their team is young.
Right. Like I said, if we actually sneak out Game 4, then that Game 5 prediction might come true. But if not, we're going 6.
Yeah. Isaiah Stewart is young.
It's Cat. Cat got to understand. These guys can't guard you, yo. And Brunson got to understand. You got a tougher matchup with Schroeder to get up the Cat. And when they start doing 2 on him, then you got to open look.
Yeah.
So, and I like Mikal Bridges. I look like he got tired of everybody saying, I can't guard Cade. So before Cade could put that shoulder in his chest, he was smacking at the ball, pressing him on the ball.
Yeah. I mean, I still don't think he can guard him. I'm sorry.
No, he can't guard him. But
Cade
he can make him pressure that he can rush him a little bit.
Yeah.
He can rush him a little bit with the dribble.
Yeah, he can maybe rush him a little bit. I think when Cade decides I'm going to put my shoulder down, Mikal Bridges holds no chance.
But let me ask both of you guys this question.
Yeah.
Next year, is Deuce here?
Yeah,
because it seems like Deuce can't handle pressure handling. Cam can't handle when they pressure the ball with both of them. That's when we stuck. Cause we don't. Mikal, Hart, Brunson can handle ball pressure. Deuce and Cam be picking up their dribble on ball pressure. And we're going to need somebody off the bench that can handle ball pressure when Brunson's not in the game. So my question is, as much as I love Deuce, is he here next year if he can't improve his ball handling pressure and dribbling and a floater? Because he need a floater, not just to pull up 3. He need to beat somebody and get in the paint and do a floater.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he Deuce is not there to be a ball handler, really. Deuce. I mean, he is for this team right now. It's really supposed to be Cam as that secondary ball handler. I guess both of them. I guess both of them.
Cam can pull up his dribble.
Yeah, I guess both of them kind of sharing it. But I agree. The Knicks do need somebody that's a really, really strong ball handler. Chris Paul. I would love for Chris Paul to be on the team. I'm gonna keep saying it. I would love for Chris Paul to be our backup point guard.
Is he a free agent? I think he got another year, right? They got to trade him to us for us to get him, can't they?
He might. I'm not even sure of what his contract is. It's just that's my wish list for next year. We may not even be able to get him. He's just on my wish list because I think his attitude, he's a vet, been around the league. The type of fiery attitude that he has. Obviously, he can handle the basketball. He can run a basketball team. Makes this team. I think makes this team so much better.
Are you doing it?
I don't know. Because Chris Paul only has a couple years left. You also got to look at the future. You know what I'm saying? But I think
we got baby Josh Hart on the bench, and we got the first guy on the bench. So basically, those guys start moving up in the chain. Somebody's going anyway.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think Chris Paul really makes this team a lot better.
Right, because Cam and Precious are going next year, so we can't trade them. They're gone, so we're not gonna be able to give them the money. And I think I for some reason I think Tibbs loves Cam, but he don't like Cam. Depending on what Cam's doing at a certain moment,
I agree.
He'll play Cam, but he won't play Cam.
Yeah, I agree. Sadu said Tyler, talk about Tyler being that. Hey, and it could be Tyler. Tyler doesn't have what Chris Paul has. The experience, the respect of being a veteran in the league, all of those type of things. You know what I mean? He doesn't have that right now. And that's why I think Chris Paul is like the perfect guy.
Because Tyler don't have he can't handle ball pressure either. I see him when people are pressing him on the ball.
He's a little shaky.
He goes one way and that's it.
Yeah, he's a little shaky on it.
But
we got this year. We got the Pistons to worry about, and then we take them out. Then most likely the Celtics to worry about. You know what I'm saying? So, we got a lot of season left.
Then I ain't worried about the Pistons. I still say in 5. We take it tomorrow. Them young boys gonna be sweating at the Garden. The Garden be off the chain for Game 5.
Let's not jump the gun. You say you're not worried about the Pistons. I am. I'm still worried about.
Now this cat shows up.
Listen, somebody had to be up 2-1. So somebody had to be up 2-1. I'm glad it's us. I'm still worried about this team. This team battles you.
Right. But you know the record, whoever wins Game 3 wins the series?
I get that.
It's a very big number.
I understand that. I understand that. Guess what? The Knicks won game. Didn't the Knicks win Game 3 last year?
No. We lost.
We lost Game 3?
That Pacer game we were up 2-0 and we should have won Game 3, but
okay.
that damn dude hit that crazy 3-point shot.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we lost Game 3. But we was up 3-1, but we lost Game 3. Okay. And we lost the series. I'm still worried about him.
Game 3
I'm still worried about him. I'm still worried about him. I'm worried about this team, man.
I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a fight. But I hopefully see Cat sees this is how he has to play every game. Not like last game, passive. This game, give me the ball. If 2 guys come at me or 3 guys, you get an open shot. Otherwise, I'm taking it to the hole. I'm hitting my 3. I'm putting up my shot. If I miss, I miss. If I hit, I hit. But I'm putting them up. Hopefully, Cat sees this is how he has to play against this team the rest of the series. If he plays this way the rest of the series,
I hope so.
Everybody else put in their little points here and there. We got them.
Yeah.
Cat is the key.
Yeah.
I love Brunson, but it ain't Brunson this series. It's Cat. Cat's the key.
Okay.
But I'm going to let somebody else get on here.
No doubt.
Because I'm going to give me some sleep, brothers.
I feel you. Me too. Kevin said, "Don't worry, son. We win the next game and slam the door on them." I hope so. I'm praying because I don't want to keep messing around with this team. You know what I mean? The longer this series goes, the more aggressive it's going to become. You know what I mean? And we're already an injury-prone team. Already an injury-prone team.
Game 7, this young team, physical, anything can happen. Anybody can get in foul trouble. Anybody can get hurt. Game 7, yeah. That's why I said I think the Knicks know that. They ain't going to want to be battling these dudes for 5, 6, 7 games. They're going to come out just like take their heart in Game 4. But I would get worried about this team. They think they up 2 and they get lax in Game 5.
Yeah.
But because sometimes they'll do that.
Yeah.
But I think we could take them.
Yeah.
I'm still saying 5.
I think we're going to win this series no matter what. Well, I don't want to say no matter what. I think we're going to win this series. But we got to focus on this team. We got to focus with this team, though. You know what I'm saying? If we're looking ahead, we're setting ourselves up. And I'm talking about the players, not the fans.
And quick question, sir, before I go.
Yeah.
You're a Giant fan, right?
Yes, sir.
How you feel about your pick, Carter?
We should be good.
So you like the move going defense instead of offense?
I know, everyone wanted to get that franchise quarterback, I guess you want to say. I'm okay with the move. I say that. I guess I'll say I'm okay with it.
Okay, because they all the talk was the Jets were trying to look at him and see, and then they went and got the offensive lineman, which I know why they did that because they got a running quarterback.
Yeah,
I'm a Jet fan, so
yeah,
I know why they did that. But I'm like, Giants took the guy. All the Jets fans were talking about Carter, the defensive pass rusher.
So.
But we'll see.
We'll see. You know what I'm saying? We got a long time to build this team. Giants traded up for Jackson Dart.
Yeah. Quarterback.
Yeah. So,
keep hope alive. They didn't get Sanderson because I like Sanderson in New York. That could be crazy.
Right.
With Deion Sanders talking to the press.
Yeah. It would have been real crazy. Yeah.
All right, fellas. Have a good one.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Yeah, Tony. Game 4, man. Game 4. We getting it?
I think so. I mean, we've played just as well as they played us tight. We played them tight all year as well.
Mm-hmm.
right? But I think our experience. I think this is the one that they needed to get. Detroit.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think this was the one they needed to get. I think we still stay focused. Tibbs is not gonna let.
I mean,
them
I think
not be focused.
the way the first 3 games have gone, I think it's making this team laser focused. You know what I mean? And look, we got 2 days rest. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's good. It's good. The Knicks still out rebounded 43-40 in this game tonight. I don't think we've won the rebounding battle yet against this team. 22 assists for both teams. Knicks 11 steals tonight though. 7 blocks, only 9 turnovers for the Knicks, 14 for the Pistons. The Knicks shot 46%, the Pistons 45%, 37% from the three-point line for the Knicks, the Pistons 43%. The Knicks shot it well from the free throw line, 89.7%. But the Knicks won the battle of the paint, 46-36. They won the second chance points, 16-12, and fast break points, 14-13. I don't know. I would like for us to rebound the ball better, because the Pistons are a tough rebounding team, and when we get into these battles where neither team is shooting well, rebounding really comes into effect. You know what I'm saying? But if they can continue to capitalize off of turnovers, then maybe you can offset the rebounding. You know what I mean?
If we continue to keep our turnovers under 10, I think this is the second game, at least the second game out of 3 that we had 9 turnovers.
Yeah.
Or maybe 8 one of the games.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time, man. I'm gonna head out for the night. Knicks up 2-1, lead the series. Captain Clutch did his thing. Remember where it came from too. I don't care what nobody says. Remember where it came from. Didn't come from Knicks Fans TV. Didn't come from MSG. Didn't come from ESPN. It came from right here on MBK. Captain Clutch was in the building tonight. He did his thing down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? 30 points. Carried the team into victory with all of his compadres. So everybody played a part. You know what I mean? Good win for the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Nick.